Okay, this is Brian Young. This is another video we're doing on the history of slot cars, and I'm going to try to do this. I just done 2 takes and they haven't done very well, so I'm going to try to do this correctly. Um, the history of slot cars in 5 minutes or less. Holy moly! Okay, so basically, slot cars really started after 1960s. Now, I'm not. If you want to quote me, then don't, because I'm just kind of giving you history. Okay, so back in the 1960s, Scale Electric, which was in Hornby in England, they had all these B-29 bombers in England that they didn't know what to do with all these tires. So they started cutting them up and put rails in them to create tracks, race tracks. And that's what they did. And I saw an original Scale Electric track from the 1950s in this guy's house in Chicago. He showed me about 10 years ago. Actually, it's 20 years now. And you can turn it upside down. It says U.S. Army B-29 bomber on the track. It's amazing. All right, so then you jump into the 60s. 60s was the heyday of slot cars. You had Carrera, you had Cox, and this is in the U.S. Cox, Eldon, Strombecker, Riggin. All these companies were huge, and then all of a sudden collapsed. Okay. Then you had Aurora kind of jump in with 1/64th, little tiny HO, Thunderjets. You probably remember those Thunderjets. Magna Traction in the 70s. Aurora then went out of business. And then Tomy took it up, and it was Tomy AFX. And then also in the late 80s, you had Tyco from Mattel came out, and that was HO. All right. And then in the 1990s, there was a resurgence of slot cars. Now, it never went away in Europe. And a company in the 1990s started called Fly. They basically changed how slot cars are made forever. They made basically a slot car that looked realistic. Now, their performance was kind of iffy in the beginning, but the car looked realistic. All right, so everybody followed them from 1995 all the way to today. Okay, you had basically Carrera, you had Fly, Ninco, Slotted, SCX, Scale Electric. All these companies tried to compete in the 95 to all through the 2000s. And all the track, you had basically 4 brands. You had Scale Electric, SCX, Carrera, and Ninco. Okay, those were the 4 main tracks. You could use any car of any company on those tracks. Now, the pinnacle car of speed was Slotted, and they were started in the 2000s. Okay, a lot of these guys started from companies or that were from all these other companies that were just disgruntled. Okay, Ninco guys used to work for Scale Electric in Spain, and then you had Scale Electric Hornby. Now there are 2 companies: Scale Electric Hornby, Scale Electric Spain. What's the difference? Well, they used to be the same company in the 70s. They had a bankruptcy. A family took the brand in Spain, got it under their name, and now there's called SCX or Scale Electric Spain, Scale Electric Hornby. That's why you have 2 companies. And that's why if you sell the Scale Electric out of Spain, you have to call SCX out of Spain if you're selling it in the U.S. So basically, that's it in a nutshell in the way of the rate of slot cars, of the evolution, okay? Now, everybody has their favorites. Some cars are better. Some cars are better speed. Carreras are good at speed. They look good. Some people think they just ride a little hard. Scale Electric has more of a fineness to it. SCX has a performance to it, but they are also rough, but they look really nice. Fly are just beautiful to look at, but terrible to run. Ninco are just great run, and they look good. Everybody has their opinion, okay? I'm not really here to tell you which one you're going to like. That's your opinion, okay? I'm just telling you how I've sold these over the last 20 years. And some people like these cars, some people like these cars. And none of these companies make cars that are junk. None of them. They're all quality products. Fly makes a beautiful car. Carrera makes a beautiful car. SCX, Ninco, slot car. It's whatever car you like. If you want that car, go buy it. But I'm not going to knock any company, because you know what? There isn't any company that makes junk. Okay, that's what's really funny about it, is there's nobody that makes a really junky car. Now, there are some cars out there that might look at junk when you look at them, but they're really not. Every slot car that is made is really an engineering marvel. Okay? I really think so. I mean, even the junkiest looking slot car, it's they put it together with a specific purpose and racing wise, or else they wouldn't have made it. Now there are some. I will admit there might be a couple out there that have some questionable manufacturing standards and all that. But overall, when you get into racing, you'll have a lot of fun. HO, Race Masters makes probably the fastest HO slot car. Round 2 just makes great sets. If you just, for the price, if you just want to have a fun set that's going to run all the time when you open it up, and I've got 5 of them, okay, in my on our website, ProTinkerToys.com, okay, they're awesome sets. And then you have those are the 2 brands that are making HO sets right now, is Round 2 and Race Masters. But then I also have some older sets in my store too that are pretty cool. So that's kind of the general overview of slot cars. I know I've done this before, but sometimes a new perspective in it. But just remember that if you buy an HO or if you buy a 1/32nd scale car, it will work on anybody's track. Always remember that. It'll work on anybody's track. And most of their tires are transferable, motors or components are transferable. A lot of these cars, if you open them up, you look at them and go, gosh, a lot of these parts are interchangeable because they're all made generally in the same factory in China, okay? Not in the same, but a lot of these companies are always pulling parts from everybody. So, I mean, now they probably they have their own molding and all that. But what I'm saying, if you look it up and you go, God, that kind of looks similar to this car. Well, that motor looks kind of similar to that car. You'll see. Do it. I've done it. Believe me. But that's kind of an overview. I'll do another overview later on this week. I'm going to focus. What am I going to focus on tomorrow? We'll find out tomorrow. I have to get ready to set up for a show, but I'm going to do another video later today. Okay, thanks. Bye.